watching KWQC TV, making a difference in the Quad Cities. Live from the Quad Cities, with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel, this is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, details on a new scholarship created to recognize and support outstanding leaders in women's athletics in the Quad Cities. We'll learn more as the newest recipients are set to be announced this spring. Plus, what's new at Janet and June? We're going to take a look at what you can find inside this Geneseo boutique that's a mixture of modern and vintage. And later, craft vendors, live music, German food, and of course, activities for the kids. Don't miss Chris Kindelmarkt this weekend at the German American Heritage Center. We're getting all the details on that. You're watching Quad Cities Live on this Monday, December 9th. Thank you so much for joining us. It's flying by. I'm Morgan Otier. There's a fun opportunity later this week to support one of the area's newest nonprofits, QC Fierce. It's an acronym for Females Inspiring Empowerment, Resilience, Community, and Equality. Joining me from QC Fierce is Rachel Royster, along with Nicole Sodawasser, the Youth Director for the YWCA. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Yes, really fun stuff to get to. Rachel, we'll start with you. Tell us a little bit more about QC Fierce, kind of how this organization got started. It all happened pretty fast.
Very fast, very fast. I was just inspired by what the YWCA is doing, and I wanted to help them out. So I got on my phone text with all my mom friends and my girlfriends and said, hey, what can we do to support the YWCA? And we quickly formed a nonprofit, and the goal of the nonprofit is to support other organizations in the community by raising funds to help them out.
Yes, a very cool idea, and you know, with the way that you have it set up, support can change. It can go into different areas and spaces. The reason why we have Nicole on today from the YWCA is because that is really the first nonprofit that this is supporting. So there's an event coming up. It's on Friday. It is open to the public. Again, all that support goes toward the YWCA. So tell us a little bit about the Winter Warmer.
Yeah, so the Winter Warmer is a dance party in support of the YWCA. It's at Great River Brewery in downtown Davenport. We have a DJ Shane Brown, who is one of the best DJs in the Quad Cities, in my opinion. We'll be spinning music all night long. We're going to be at Great River Brewery, so we'll have beer and we'll have pizza.
Yeah.
We have some amazing door prizes. We also have probably one of the best silent auctions I've seen in a long time, so amazing gift baskets that you can help support the YWCA. It's going to be a really fun event.
It's going to be a really fun time. The Great River Brewery space, if anybody has not been there yet since they've kind of reopened, it's a huge space, lends itself well to having events like this one. So going to be an exciting and fun time, and we're going to get to more of those activities at the event in a couple minutes. But Nicole, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the YWCA. You're a youth director, so talk a little bit about the work that you do for the organization.
Sure. One of the biggest things that we're working on right now in my position as Director of Youth and Outreach is to open Allen's House, which will be the first of its kind in the Quad City area since 2009 when the John Lewis Youth Shelter closed.
Okay, so, and this is going to be in the space where the former YWCA was located. So for anyone who's missed it, the YWCA just opened a brand new state-of-the-art facility. There is so much there for families in the community. What you're looking at on your screen right here is the old building. So essentially, from what I understand, Allen's House will be located in this space.
Yes, yes, we are ongoing construction right now.
Okay.
To bring the building into the current century with codes and compliances. We also needed to add a few things that are specific to teenagers and being able to use the space for young adults.
Okay, and we want to talk more about that. So you said this is really going to be like the only shelter of its kind. This is a 24-hour youth shelter for the Quad Cities.
Correct.
Talk a little bit about the need, because the few times that we've had the YWCA on the show with us, it's truly startling how many kids, teenagers, need a space like this.
Yes, it is very startling. And one of the things that is hardest to wrap, someone's mind around is that our youth don't show up in the right way that we imagine people that have housing insecurity do. You're not going to find them, in an encampment.
Right.
You're not going to find them sleeping on park benches. Lots of times our youth are hopping from space to space, couch to couch, and they're having to do things that they're not happy about in order to have a safe, warm place to stay. The estimate is about 200 youth a night are homeless in the Quad Cities and going through those kinds of changes. You know, people have asked, well, where are you going to get these youth? Are you going to bus them in from Chicago? No,
they're right here.
We have them right here. In fact, up until Allen's House opens, the closest shelter for youth is located in Rockford.
Wow.
So technically, I mean, we've sent kids out of the area when we know it's better for them to be in the area.
Absolutely. So a lot of work to do on Allen's House. 15 beds from what I understand.
Yes.
Ages 10 to 17 years old. The need is obviously there. And also you could use all the help available. Of course, you are a nonprofit, and that's where you know, QC Fierce and this Winter Warmer event comes in. Lots of fun stuff. You already talked about the music. It's going to be a dance party. Great River Brewery, they serve food, so anybody who wants to come and have dinner with the family, more than welcome. The dance party doesn't start until what time?
Around 8 o'clock.
Around 8 o'clock at night. So anyone is invited. Now, there is a suggested donation at the door. So this is not a ticketed event. Talk about your reasoning for that, especially this first go around.
Yeah, well, we wanted to make sure that we could give the most we could to the YWCA. It is, you know, obviously at a location where there are, you know, fees that we might incur, but we really wanted to give as much as we could to the YWCA, so it's a $10 suggested donation at the door.
Wonderful. So, yeah, stop on by. Suggested donation is $10. Right now, what you're looking at is just a couple of the, what I would say, a dozen silent auction baskets that are available. And as Rachel mentioned, they've done a really good job putting a lot of these together. This one here, 5-star salon and spa. We're seeing photos right now. We've got wine going on. We've got a nice little family movie night basket that's on your screen right there. A Bummer City. So we've had Dan Bush on many times. So anybody who regularly watches the show knows what they'd be getting in that basket. Rachel, kind of speak to the hard work that's gone into putting all of this stuff together.
Yeah, so we have a group of about 8 volunteers who've really reached out to the community. We've got a lot of local people who are supporting our venue and are giving you know, donations, gift cards, gifts, anything they can to support this. You know, our gift from Mint Green has dish towels, has candles, has really warm, cozy things inside. So it's a really awesome gift if you want to give it to a friend or to
honestly,
you know, family.
It's
an
a
awesome
perfect
gift.
time for the holidays as well. I mean, you might be going, well, I'm not going to necessarily purchase something for myself at this time, just a couple weeks before Christmas, but what about somebody else?
Yeah.
There's some really great gift items in all of these baskets. So we want to give everybody the information. The QC Fierce Winter Warmer. It is set for this Friday from 6 to 10 p.m. at Great River Brewery, which is located in downtown Davenport on Iowa and 2nd. You can eat, drink, and dance for a good cause. Again, suggested donation of $10 at the door, benefiting the YWCA. Rachel and Nicole, thank you so much for being on the show today, and you know, good luck with the event.
Thank
Sounds
you.
like it's gonna be a lot of fun. Now, speaking of Quad Cities women doing amazing things, up next we'll highlight a scholarship that recognizes and supports outstanding leaders in women's athletics. That's coming up after the break.
QC, that's where we work best when we're together. QC, that's where is brought to you by a partnership with the Quad Cities Chamber and Visit Quad Cities.
QC, that's where. It's where student leaders in women's athletics are not only recognized but further supported. Here to tell us about this incredible scholarship opportunity is Joan Kranovich, the Vice President of Business Growth for Visit Quad Cities, along with Sarah Cross, the Executive Director of First Tee Quad Cities. Ladies, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's so nice to have you both in the studio together today talking about this really cool thing. So Joan, we'll start with the scholarship itself. Tell us a little bit about it and what inspired it.
Yeah, so I help run the Sports QC powered by Visit Quad Cities, and Sarah's on our advisory group. She's also serving in on the committee for the scholarship. What we decided to do was recognize female athletes, especially at the high school level. We wanted to give back. A lot of our niche is, you know, women in athletics. We have a lot of women's athletic events and girls competing in the Quad Cities, and we really wanted to put them on a platform and have a chance for another scholarship.
Yeah, and I really feel like there's just a surge and people taking notice as well right now. I mean, obviously we can talk about Caitlin Clark and all of the other just amazing women that we've now been following and seeing. It's definitely time. So this scholarship is actually named after a pretty incredible person. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, so Patty Viverito, the scholarship is called the Patty Viverito Emerging Leader Scholarship.
Okay.
Patty is a pioneer and has always been an amazing inspiration to me and many other women and in athletics. She's now retired. She was a commissioner of the Missouri Valley Conference, both football as well as a senior administrator. She has been doing this since 1985.
Wow.
So she was one of the first women to really change things in athletics and led the senior women's administrators for the Valley. And
wow.
we got connected with her in our history of hosting the Missouri Valley Conference Women's Basketball Championships and thought who better to name a scholarship after, and she's just such a great person.
That's awesome. A real pioneer from what it sounds like. Sarah, as Joan mentioned, you are on the advisory committee, so you are the one that of a few people that's helping choose the recipients of this scholarship. So talk a little bit more about who the scholarship is aimed at supporting.
Yeah, so it's an amazing committee to sit on. It's all women, which I think is really important. Women supporting women is obviously a really big deal, and especially in athletics, we all seem to have an athletic background as well on this committee. But the scholarship is aimed for local senior girls who, you know, obviously they're in athletics, they're showing leadership in athletics, but it's so much more than that. It's also what they're doing, you know, outside of athletics. Are they in leadership positions within their school, within their community? You know, what do they do outside of school? So it's really amazing to read through these applications and, you know, choose the girls, of course, but to really figure out what's going on in the Quad Cities, what these women are doing, it's really special.
Yeah, it's looking for that, you know, those really well-rounded individuals that are not only showing leadership, you know, on the field, on the court, but, you know, also in their classrooms, also in their communities. And highlighting that, you know, it's not easy when you're that age to do all of those things and fit them all in and make time for them and family and friends and all of that. And it should be recognized. Sarah, talk a little bit more about what a special and important recognition and opportunity this is for these girls.
Yeah, so, you know, these girls really have big dreams. They want to go to amazing schools. They want to do big things in the community. Some of them want to come back and start organizations. So to be able to read through these applications and, you know, it's difficult to choose because there are so many amazing, incredible women athletes out there that are doing all these great things. But to be able to choose a few and go to their school and surprise them with that scholarship, I'm telling you, Morgan, there's no better feeling than watching a girl get the surprise and then just kind of taking it and applying it to their school and then following up with them when they're in college, and it's just really fun to be a part of.
Yeah, I'm sure it's really special. This has been going on since, what, 2023?
It's been a couple of years.
So you've done it so you've handed out scholarships 2023, 2024, and then we're gearing up for the recipients for 2025. So you've already been through this a couple of times. Talk a little bit more about the importance of not only athletics in the Quad Cities region, but women's athletics.
Yeah, so of course, you know, more and more sports are adding girls in. So, you know, you've got hockey, you've got volleyball, you've got all the traditional sports, but you've got girls entering sports like flag football.
Yeah.
You've got all these emerging sports coming, and it's important for these girls to know that what they're doing matters, as well as what, you know, the leadership that they're showing off the field or off, you know, whatever sport they're playing. So it is very important. You know, the minimum requirements for them are just to have a 3.0 GPA. They just have to play a sport in a Quad Cities high school. So any high school within the Quad Cities, and we're pretty broad when we talk about the Quad Cities. There's 58 communities. So, you know, we've had scholarship winners in Rock Ridge, we've had scholarship winners at Alleman, we've had scholarship winners, you know, at Rock Island High School, all over.
All over, both Iowa and Illinois, as you see on your screen right there. Those are some of the requirements. You do have to submit a 500-word essay and some letters of recommendation, as well as complete the application. But all in all, you know, pretty simple to apply for the scholarship. And Sarah, before we run out of time, I do want to talk a little bit about First Tee Quad Cities. We've had you on the show before. It's an incredible organization. Just as far as your experience is concerned, is this something that you are seeing at First Tee? Are you seeing more young women, young girls, girls taking an interest and just being confident in that?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. We are making every effort possible to grow girls in golf. We're bringing in women coaches, we're hosting girls clinics, you know, a lot of stuff around the John Deere Classic.
Yeah.
So we're just having a lot of fun, you know, with these ladies and really trying to figure out ways to not only support their golf career, but what they're going to do in the future as well.
Very cool. Well, well done, both of you. Thank you so much. Again, the deadline to enter is January 27th. The winners will be announced in March. If you want to learn more after watching this segment, just visit the website on your screen, sportsquadcities.com. You'll find everything you need there. Again, Joan and Sarah, thank you for coming on the show today and talking about this important initiative.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. Well, still to come on Quad Cities Live, a women's boutique that is much more than clothes, but also an uplifting and fun experience. Learn more about Janet and June next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Janet and June is a boutique located in downtown Geneseo, offering clothing, accessories, gifts, and much more. The mission of the business is to uplift customers, offering an enjoyable shopping experience where they can just be themselves. Sarah Baum is the owner of the boutique, and she is back with us today. Sarah, welcome to QCL.
Thank you for having us again. Appreciate it.
Thanks for being here. Perfect timing. We've got, you know, a few weeks before Christmas.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your State Street storefront. You opened that in May of this year.
Yes.
Talk about the space and how it's been going.
Okay, so in May of this year, we opened across from the movie theater in Geneseo, which
Very
is such a
nice.
fun spot, especially at night when we open in the evenings.
Yeah.
I love being on State Street and
It's
all
such
the
a
events.
beautiful community.
And yeah.
Very cool. So we're seeing some images from inside the boutique right now, but talk a little bit more about what we can find inside, because as we mentioned, I mean, you have a lot of beautiful clothing, but it's more than that.
Yeah, for sure. So I love our boutique because it's 90% all new boutique clothing, small through 3X. And then we also have the vintage stuff, which is really fun and popular, like vintage denim, sweaters, dresses, jewelry, purses. So you can find old and new. So if you come in with your friends or your family, you can like go to whatever you're into.
Go to whatever you're into. Well, and I do think, and I think we talked about this last time, like retro was very in.
Yes.
I think we did a holiday segment with you last year, but it's still very much in, especially you were talking about the vintage denim. You've got the Levi's here. I mean,
it's huge.
These are huge right now. That must be one of the biggest sellers.
Yeah. Our vintage stuff, I'm always doing like specials or collections, but that's been really popular.
Yeah.
I really love finding all the pieces for it and sourcing them, and so, yeah.
You have a real passion for it.
Mm-hmm.
So talk about your display here today. It is beautiful. It is like a beautiful winter blue, and you brought a bunch of items that kind of fit in with that.
Yes, so we did a whole like pastel Christmas collection, a lot of swans,
Love that.
Swan Lake and swan perfume and the blue bows, and it's just fun. Like rather than the traditional red and green, it's fun to do the blue.
It is, because we see it everywhere. Not that it's a bad thing by any means.
All colors are awesome.
So fun.
But it's just
Can
something fun.
Smell
Yeah,
this?
it smells so good. I love it. We spray this in the store, so when you walk into the store, it smells like that. So it's called Swan.
Swan Dive.
Yeah.
I love that. It's beautiful.
So good.
And right now we're seeing that gorgeous sweater vest with the swan on it, on the mannequin. Also something that I'm noticing, and you couldn't quite see it in that shot, but we're seeing a lot of like feathers right now.
So last year when I came on with you, we had the lime green feather sweater.
Yes.
So, but feathers are even more big this year. So we have like a sweater mini, the mini skirt, the sweater, and then even the hat is kind of fun with
with the little
feathers.
feather detailing on it. And accessories as well. You've got this great backpack that you brought here. So this is one of the new boutique items.
Yes, yeah, this is new boutique. The bows are huge, so I tried to get bows like on everything.
Bows and feathers.
This year. Yeah,
I love that. And some very Christmas themed items as well. Like we've got a sweatshirt on the table here, slippers, the perfect gift idea, which is what you're seeing on the screen right now. And then we've got another mannequin that is just off to my right with this gorgeous winter white dress on it. So while you can find the jeans and the sweaters and the slippers, and you can find some like really upscale items as well.
Yeah, so we just got a new collection that launched last night called the RSVP collection.
Oh, wow.
Which is like Christmas wear, work parties, New Year's Eve. And what I'm wearing now is plus size, but we have a whole bunch of like night out special occasion outfits that just came. So,
perfect. Yeah, we're always looking for that. So again, this shop boutique is located in downtown Geneseo, but you also do a pop-up shop in the Sterling, Illinois area.
So we just started with that. So with the shops at Grand Inn Plaza, we did that for their event, and then we're also going to be there every Thursday in January, and we're talking about some pop-ups throughout spring and summer in Sterling.
That's really exciting. We had, like Sterling Main Street on not too long ago.
That's who I work with,
a few months ago, and they were telling us about these pop-up vendor spots, and they really are very nice.
They're so cute.
Yes, what they've been able to put together there for small businesses, it is beautiful.
And that's like the trendy thing right now in all the cities, like all the pop-ups.
Well, yeah, we just got them in downtown Rock Island as well, those like vendor stalls, so very, very cool. Well, we've got the Geneseo Christmas Walk.
This weekend,
yes. Coming up this weekend. So you're going to be open for that? Anything planned?
Yeah, so we're working on live windows because they have the live windows, and then we're open until 8 p.m. Saturday for the Christmas walk. There's a parade, lots of fun stuff. So
yeah, that's super exciting. Okay, so anything that you want to know or want people to know, I should say, about Janet and June that kind of just like sets your boutique, sets it apart, and I know what my answer to that would be, I think it would be just inclusivity. I mean, I feel like you kind of like give everybody a great experience shopping.
Yeah. I always say, like, I know this is like a big tagline that everybody uses, but all ages and all sizes work for everybody. We carry up to 3X, and some of our 3Xs are flowy and can fit, 4 or 5. I try to make sure the store is, as much as I can, 50-50.
Yeah.
So you're not going to walk in and only find one plus size outfit, that we have something for everybody. So
I'm glad you said that. I think that's so important and so telling of you as a business owner. So yeah, I really appreciate it. So Janet and June, obviously now you want to go and visit. It's located on North State Street in Geneseo. We've got the address on your screen. You can also follow the business on Facebook. They post a lot of updates there, or shop online at janetjune.boutique, a very cute web address there. And so we can just purchase online and get it shipped to our home.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we do free shipping over 60, so we ship. So
you ship. Awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much, Sarah,
thank
for being
you so
here
much.
today.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And much more to come in our next half hour, including details on Chris Kindelmarkt coming to the German American Heritage Center this weekend. Plus, we all deal with excess waste during the holidays. We'll get some reminders on what is recyclable, what is garbage, and what goes somewhere else entirely. But first, we're getting ready for a roller coaster ride with our temperatures this week. Teresa Bryant will break it all down for you in your full forecast next.
And now your first alert forecast with Teresa Bryant.
Well, we started off your Monday on a fairly mild note with plenty of sunshine all around, but the sunshine, well, it's gone for the time being. We've seen clouds move in over the past several hours, and that will continue through the rest of this afternoon. Some sharply colder air moving in during the overnight and into Tuesday, and that will be followed by more cold air through the middle of the week. We'll also see a couple of rain and snow chances ahead during the work week. Right now in the Quad Cities, mostly cloudy skies, even in spite of the fact that we see a little bit of sunshine out there. A reading of 52 degrees here in the QC Metro. Temperatures ranging from 46 degrees in Savannah, a temperature of 49 in Galena, and 48 degrees in Clinton, to readings reaching 54 degrees in Princeton, 54 in Macomb and Burlington, 51 degrees in Muscatine, and 52 in Iowa City. Winds moving out of the southwest now at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, and some higher gusts being reported as well. Still seeing plenty of cloud cover across the southern and eastern portions of our viewing area, but mostly clear to the north. Unfortunately, we will see more cloud cover building into the region over the course of the next several hours, and that's going to continue overnight as we head into Tuesday. Starting the day with some scattered cloud cover, could see partial clearing taking place during the afternoon hours, but more clouds expected to move in during the evening. And also, as far as those temperatures go, we'll see readings dropping down into the 20s late tonight and barely rebounding back into the 30s for tomorrow, and even colder air expected to move in as we head into Wednesday. By Wednesday evening, temperatures in the single digits and teens across much of our viewing area. Picking things up on Wednesday morning, we start to see some scattered light snow showers moving into our weather picture. They'll continue to move through during the morning hours before coming to an end by late morning, early afternoon. After that, clearing skies and even colder temperatures. Readings dropping down to 26 degrees tonight under mostly cloudy skies. We'll see a reading of 30 degrees in Stockton for tomorrow afternoon, 33 in DeWitt, temperatures near 33 in Muscatine, 35 in Galesburg, and we'll see a reading of 35 or 33 degrees here in the Quad Cities metro. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy and breezy conditions, and expecting to see even colder temperatures. Some snow showers on Wednesday, highs in the 20s, readings dropping down into the teens for your Thursday, and after that, looking for a little bit of a rebound. As we mentioned, roller coaster temperatures were back in the 30s by the end of the week. And it looks like we're also going to be seeing readings in the 40s by the weekend, but also some rain snow chances by the end of the week.
Oh boy, roller coaster indeed.
Yeah.
It's tough to see a high of 60.
It's been mighty strange
It
this season so far.
Wow, the Midwest. Well, it's time now for our wins of the weekend. So we talk about something really great that has happened over the last several days. Teresa, you brought a friend with you.
This, everyone, I'd like to introduce you to Fabio. Fabio is sort of a little gift to the people who work here at the station.
Yeah.
He's given to a co-worker for things that they do well, or something really great that's happened to them.
It's like a way to give somebody kind of a pat on the back for doing a good job or helping out. An atta-girl or atta-boy. Yeah, so we do this weekly.
Oh, okay. we want Fabio
out.
has to learn how to face the camera. And so Fabio was given to me this week.
Congratulations.
And that was a very kind thing to do. And yeah, I don't know that I do anything any differently, but
you always, yes.
We have such great people who work here and who do such fabulous work and go above and beyond the call. So if it were up to me, Fabio would go to everybody.
Yes. Well, I will say it is very easy to choose the next Fabio recipient just for those reasons.
Yes.
Right? There's always somebody that's deserving.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool. Well, congratulations on Fabio. My win of the weekend is just like every year before she gets too old, we went to Disney on Ice. So it was Frozen and Encanto. Those were the two focuses of Disney on Ice this year. And just like we do every year, we had an absolute blast. It was so fun to see the show. They put so much work into it. This is my favorite character, is Olaf.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Frozen. So I had to take a video of that.
Of course.
And then the whole Encanto was like incredible to watch. We've got aerialists and skaters doing incredible things. And, you know, I was worried as Darby gets a little bit older, she's 6 now, that she's, you know, she's not one of the little ones that's 2 and 3. Like, is she really gonna?
I know she looks like she's getting so grown.
I know she is. She had a great time though. There we are. I took her out to lunch after at Me and Billy because they are just decked out with Christmas right now. But she had a fabulous time. And so I asked her when we left and we hopped in the car, I said, do you still want to do this next year? And she says, yeah, I want to do it every year.
I love that.
That made me super happy. But we had a great time. And actually on the show last week, we interviewed one of the ice skaters that was part of Frozen. So if anybody's seen the movies, he plays Kristoff on the ice. And he recognized us sitting in the crowd, and he kind of had a little fun with Darbs and threw like a beach ball at her and a snowball at her. But I think it made it kind of extra special. So
it looks like you both had a blast.
We did. It was definitely a win of the weekend. So thanks, Teresa. And speaking of Christmas time, if you have any extra stuff that you want to get rid of ahead of Christmas, well, you're not alone. The Waste Commission of Scott County is joining us after the break with how to recycle the right way. That's next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
On average, household waste in the U.S. increases by about 25% between Thanksgiving and New Year's Day. It makes sense, obviously, with all the gatherings, gift exchanges planned for the holidays. But how are you dealing with that excess waste? Here with some advice and some helpful reminders is Rachel Evans with the Waste Commission of Scott County. Rachel, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, good information is on the way. So we want to start, though, with why all of this is so important, why we're doing this segment today. And a lot of that has to do with because there could be so many things that end up in the landfill that don't need to be there.
Exactly. So because of that extra waste that we're all producing this time around the holidays, we really want to remind everyone to reduce, reuse, and recycle and be the best stewards to our environment as possible.
And I think everybody wants to do that, but sometimes I think people are afraid to admit that they don't quite remember if they're doing it the right way, which is kind of why we're doing this today. So let's start with food waste, because you know that's typically a pretty easy one. I mean, some people have a compost and things like that, but there are some no-nos. And so one that we want to remind people of is the wrong way and the right way to get rid of cooking oil.
Yes, so cooking oil can be disposed of at our household hazardous material facility located on Cary Avenue in Davenport. Just strain the food particles out first, and we'll take it from there.
That is interesting that you guys do that, because I feel like it is such a thing. Like, people are like, what do I do with this?
And it can be really dangerous. Pour down the drain, so don't do that.
Not good for the house at all. Okay, so a lot of us spent this weekend decorating, right? We had really nice weather. We saw all of our neighbors out putting out the Christmas lights. A lot of people probably, though, found that broken string of lights, but there are ways that we should dispose of those as well.
Yes, so we accept all kinds of string lights really all year round at our Electronics Recovery Center on Cary Avenue. Free to drop them off for residents of Scott and Rock Island County.
Okay, so accepted all year round. Obviously, we're probably not going to notice until the holidays that they aren't working, but it's good to know. And you said that's the electronics?
That's correct.
Area, okay, on Cary Avenue in Davenport. That can be found online too if you forget. We want to talk a little bit too about, well, we just had Black Friday, we had Small Business Saturday, we had Cyber Monday. So lots of purchases means lots of packages that are potentially arriving at our homes. There are different shipping supplies that are included with those packages. So where do all of those different things go?
Yes, I think I'm expecting 4 packages on my door today.
There you go.
So you can do boxes and paper mailers and paper packaging can all be recycled.
Okay.
But over by you, we have the bubble wrap, bubble mailers, and just the plastic mailers as well as styrofoam are all garbage.
These are all garbage.
Yes.
That is good to know. Okay, so today was my garbage and recycling day, and I had this big box, and inside I noticed as I was planning on recycling that I had the styrofoam. And I thought, Morgan, you know that they can't take the styrofoam. So here I am before school drop-off, like pulling the styrofoam out of the box, because that is something that I do remember, probably from the last time you were on the show, that you cannot keep that stuff inside there because that is not recyclable.
Correct. And we like it if the boxes are broken down.
Yes.
Before they put in their cart.
That was going to be my next question.
I brought a propped up one, but break them down and then put them in your cart.
And if it doesn't, if it's not broken down and it doesn't fit, I mean, they're going to leave it and they're going to have you try again, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So not this time. Try again.
Next
we'll
week.
get you in a couple weeks okay. So then there's Christmas, of course, which is coming up. We know there can be quite a mess after that. We know that Dad or Mom were always waiting on the sidelines with the garbage, the trash bag to put all the wrapping paper in. But they don't necessarily need to put the wrapping paper in the trash. So kind of explain that. I think there's confusion there.
Correct. So wrapping paper that's just plain paper, no metallic foil or glitter, is okay to recycle. Throw it in your Go All In cart.
Okay.
Same with paper gift bags and tissue paper, also recyclable or reusable.
Yes.
Also.
We use all the bags, yeah.
And then ribbons and bows to decorate those presents are reusable but not recyclable. They should be thrown away once they're looking a little.
So you can keep them if you've got your Christmas box of stuff. Think about keeping those reusable items. Now, I do think that there's been confusion with the wrapping paper and the tissue paper in the past. I think a lot of folks thought no wrapping paper at all whatsoever. Well, that is not the case unless you got that, shimmery, sparkly wrapping paper.
Exactly.
Okay, so as long as it's kind of a matte.
Yes,
you
just
can
kind of plain paper.
Plain paper. Okay, we can handle that. Of course, a lot of our gifts come with batteries. So that kind of brings up, what are we going to be doing with not only old batteries, but also old electronics? I mean, maybe you're getting an updated e-reader or something for someone, and they've got the one that doesn't work at all anymore. Don't just throw it out, right?
Correct. So batteries are super dangerous in recycling and garbage.
Okay.
So instead, bring those just with the lights to our Electronics Recovery Center on Cary Avenue. We'll accept all sorts of electronics, batteries, basically anything with a screen or circuit board.
Wow.
Free of charge for residents of Scott and Rock Island County. We also help businesses as well. And we have a new drop-off box for just batteries. outside of our facility, so available after hours.
Very cool. Okay, so stop throwing them in the trash. We know it's easy. It's like when you drop the ice cube and then you just kick it under the, the kitchen counter. So don't do that. Recycle your batteries because it's dangerous. God, I just admitted to a lot. Christmas trees as well. How are we disposing of those? I think some people go, obviously you have the natural tree that you're going to have to get rid of in some way, but some people are ready to get rid of the artificial trees as well. Maybe something broke. So how do we do that?
Yes. So for natural trees, check with your city.
Okay.
And whoever picks up your yard waste, and they'll have days for picking it up. For your reusable tree, your artificial tree, lights or not, it can all go out for bulky waste as well. Or if it's small, you can break it into pieces and put it into your garbage cart. But
okay, so just keep checking the schedule for that because they usually do that bulk waste pretty close to the holidays. Yes. Okay, well, great information. And if you are watching, you have any questions from recycling to disposing of electronics, just visit the Waste Commission of Scott County on the web at wastecom.com. All good information today. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. And still to come, celebrate the holidays this weekend with a nod to our German roots. Up next, we're getting the details on Christkindlmarkt happening at the German American Heritage Center.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Traditional Christmas markets started in Germany in the late Middle Ages, one of the oldest dating back to the 1400s. Many of these street market events, they go by the term Christkindlmarkt. The good news is you don't need to travel overseas for the experience. In fact, you can take part in the holiday tradition this weekend right here at home. Brian Allen is joining us from the German American Heritage Center and Museum. Brian, welcome to the show. Welcome back, I should say.
Well, thank you for having me again.
Yes, this is very exciting. And I don't even know if I'm saying it correctly, but there is a Christkindlmarkt. Is that correct?
That sounds great. You're doing great.
Yeah, fake it till you make it. Planned for this Saturday, December 14th. It sounds like we're going to have, aside from maybe a little bit of rain, another really nice day for an event like this. So tell us all about it. It goes all day.
Yeah, it goes from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m.
That's great.
We're going to have crafts and vendors of all kinds, from art and painting to crafts like candles, and we're going to have baked goods and plants and just anything you might want for a gift idea.
Yeah.
Handmade by local artists and craftspeople.
Yeah, what I think is really cool, and we're seeing some photos right now, but talk about the ways that it really keeps its focus, even with the artisans and the crafters that are going to be there, that focus still on German roots and German history.
Sure. Well, we do a craft fair 3 times a year, and so we've been doing this one in December for many years, and then when the Freight House decided that they weren't going to do it any longer, we thought, wow, gosh, we gotta.
This is an opportunity.
Yeah, right. It's an opportunity. We're going to blow it up and make it bigger. So this year we actually are going to explode outdoors and have outdoor vendors, and that's part of that German tradition, is being outside, being a little cold,
being in the
listening to some German music. We're going to have a live band playing German music and have some good German food from Tiffany's and from Bayside Bistro. So
that's awesome. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Tiffany's. I have known that they do a really good job with their German foods.
Yeah, they were out at our Oktoberfest this year, and it was so good.
Yeah, they're amazing with that. Okay, so you know you're going to have good food there with Bayside and Tiffany's. Live music, very cool. It's also a great spot for gifts, and I'm not just talking about the vendor market portion of all of this, but you have a gift shop at the German American Heritage Center where you can find some really cool, unique items like some of the ones that you brought here today.
Yeah, right. So we've got on display here, this one is a nutcracker, of course. Everybody knows about the nutcrackers and their traditional German.
And so many people collect these too, especially over the holidays. You might have that one family member who just has like that collection that they lay out every year of all their nutcrackers. So this is a great spot to get a new one.
That's right. And then this one is a little more, I don't know if everyone knows about these, but they're pretty cool. My son really likes these, actually. So they're called smokers. And inside of this handmade wooden doll, you have you put in incense, and so it'll actually come out like you know, if he's smoking, or you know, smoke will actually come out the mouth, or if they look like they're cold or outside, they'll look like steam coming out of their mouth.
That's amazing. And talk about this too.
Yeah, well, this is a Chris Kindlemart goblet that we'll be filling with Glühwein on Saturday. So you can come get one full of wine and have a good time.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. So this is something that you can get when you're at the event.
That's right.
Very cool. You know, something else that I think is really neat is whenever you're on, we do talk about there being such a huge German influence because of the immigrants of the Quad Cities and of Davenport also. So a lot of people, especially family members, maybe some of your older family members, they are super interested in a lot of these items, and there aren't necessarily a lot of places that you can find them anymore.
That's true. Yeah, and our gift shop is 95% German-made items.
German-made items, very cool. Yeah. And we also want to mention this event is free to attend, but if you also want to check out the museum, maybe it's not something that you've done before or haven't done it for a while, that's also going to be free.
Yeah, free on Saturday. So it's a great time to see our latest exhibitions and go up and you can see the Advent windows that we're counting down to, so that's something we do at this time of year too.
Do you really?
Yep, the whole front of the building will be the giant Advent calendar. So.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Yeah, that is definitely something to see, and what a really cool thing to do on Saturday. Check out the museum, check out this event, get some good food to eat, listen to some good music. So very cool. Chris Kindlemart, Quad Cities, again, is just this Saturday, December 14th. So make sure you head over there between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Again, it is at the German American Heritage Center and Museum. That is on 2nd in downtown Davenport. Admission to the event is free. And if you want to learn more not only about this event, but about the exhibitions that are going on year-round, just visit gahc.org. Brian, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much.
It should be a really fun event. And thank you so much for watching today. Your local news at 4 is up next.